Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this extraordinary meeting of Council to discuss the proposed boundary alteration between Horowhenua District and Palmerston North City at Tokomaru and Opiki. Can I first call for apologies?
We have apologies from Councillors Tukapua and Ketu.
Can I move those apologies be accepted? Councillor Allen, Councillor Isaacs, all those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. There is to be no public participation on this matter today because of the fact that this matter will be able to be submitted to the Local Government Commission in regards to any wishes that people have in that space. So this is to endorse or not the draft Horowhenua District Council submission on the matter. So do we have any conflicts of interest? Thank you. Any announcements? None. Thank you. So moving to the agenda of page 7. The purpose is to outline the boundary alteration proposal process and present the draft Horowhenua District Council submission for endorsement. Could I first move receipt of the report 3.1 and 3.2? Councillor Brannigan, Councillor Allen, all those in favour? Against? Carried. So I'll now ask the Chief Executive just to outline and to introduce the topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Mayor has outlined at a high level the process that we're going through around the consideration of an application that's been made to the Local Government Commission for a boundary change at the northern part of our district. The process ends with the submissions closing to the proposal on the 7th of April, which is next week. And the process that we're going through tonight is to consider the submission that this council makes to that process that the Local Government Commission are working towards. The draft proposal that you have in front of you has been prepared independently. It was prepared by Darryl Griffith, who you may recall is the consultant that we used when we were doing our representation review. So the document that you have in front of you is in draft form at this moment, noting that this has been circulated to councillors in its draft form prior to this meeting, and the feedback from councillors has been incorporated into what you have in front of you today. So the recommendation that has been made has come from myself as the Chief Executive, but it's now for the Council to consider that recommendation and determine whether it will endorse or not the submission to the proposed boundary alteration between the Horowhenua District and Palmerston North City at Tokomaru and Opiki.
Are there any questions or points of clarification needed on the proposal? And can I then go to 3.3 and 3.4? 3.3 being that the Horowhenua District Council endorses the submission to the proposed boundary alteration between Horowhenua District and Palmerston North City at Tokomaru and Opiki, and that the Mayor and the Chief Executive are authorised to make minor amendments to the submission should these be required. Can I have a mover and a seconder? I'm happy to move from the chair. And seconded by Councillor Allen. Thank you. Any debate, discussion? Councillor Allen.
Look, Mr. Mayor, I have changed from my initial view on this matter. My initial impression or my initial position was that this was a matter for the locals to decide. That, however, on reflection to me is simplistic. The research that produced this submission convinces me that there are real risks to the local residents of a move to Palmerston North City Council. I don't doubt for one moment the genuineness with which the beliefs of those who wish to move are held. I'm sure they're genuine in their beliefs, but there is strong evidence in this report that there will be many people in that area who are unaware, I believe, of the consequences of such a move. So the report talks, and I'm not going to go into the huge detail, it's already in the report, Mr. Mayor, but the cost implications in terms of infrastructure, in terms of levels of service, are substantial. The costs in terms of rate increases overall, with some exceptions, there is a real possibility that the people of that area will face rates increases. On that really important issue of democracy, which I joined Councillor Bishop in rejoicing over, there is a real issue that their ability to connect with their local representatives will be compromised. So there is the Muranui ward at the moment, and the ability to know that they will have, not might have, but will have access to a local representative. In the Palmerston North scenario, there is no guarantee whatsoever that that will happen. The other comment I make, Mr. Mayor, and again referencing the report, is in terms of our proven ability to connect with rural areas. Palmerston North is a city, it's a hub, and it simply does not have at its heart necessarily an understanding of small town New Zealand. It might be able to do that, it might not. We have shown through the amount of money spent in that area of Tukumaru and Aupiki, both in the money we've spent there and in our connection through our long-term and annual term processes, that we have listened and we've delivered, and in instances such as our harmonisation process with the waters, our ability to say we will actually look after you and deliver to you water, etc., at a cost that you could probably not afford were it left to your own devices. So I think those are compelling reasons why I support the submission, because it's about bringing important counter information to the Commission, information that would not otherwise sit on its table. And I finish by saying this, Mr. Mayor, as I said at the beginning, I absolutely respect the genuineness of the views of those who do want to split from Horowhenua, but I really think we as a council need to look after what could well be the silent majority who lead busy lives in that area and who are not aware of the very real cost, both in monetary terms and in terms of connecting with their local government should that move occur.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councillor Browning.
Yeah, just very briefly, just to say that I certainly appreciate the Chief Executive of the draft report. I think it sets out our position, or the Council's position very well, and highlights the concerns, and I think more so for me the concerns at our end, but what this Council has provided to that area and will continue to provide in the district that's growing, that's becoming more vibrant, and has fantastic opportunities in front of it. And I'm sure that this council and further councils will be very mindful about supporting our northern parts of our district, even more than perhaps we have in the past. But I think it's a positive move, and I very much support the draft becoming our position and going to the Commission. Thank you.
Look, I'm going to take a slightly different view. In my view, I would have liked the submission to be more neutral and, I guess, more about offering facts and figures rather than pushing for a particular outcome. So I'm not going to go into the specifics of the parts of the submission that I'm not comfortable with, but other than say that at this stage, obviously acknowledging that there's still 5 or 6 councillors to potentially add to the debate, at this stage I'll be voting against adopting this as our submission.
Councillor Isaacs.
Yeah, I just I should pretty much repeat what Councillor Brennan, and I will be.
Councillor Kay Simmons.
Yeah, I'd also like to commend Councillor Allen on what he said. He put it together very well, and I'm in support of our submission.
Okay, so we've had a number of councillors in support of the resolution, and I don't think really there's probably anything more to add to that. We've had both sides, therefore I will put the resolution. All those in favour? Against? Councillor Jennings is against. Will be recorded. The motion is carried. So the motion that the Horowhenua District Council opposes the application from the Tokapiki Boundary Change Group for the succession of the Tokomaru Opiki area from the Horowhenua District for inclusion into the Palms North City. Thank you. I will now declare the meeting closed.